I was a member of the political social cabaret class. It was a theater class that studied the history of political social cabarets throughout the world, and then we actually put political and social cabarets on during the second half of the semester. I took the class because I'm not very political, or I wasn't very political before taking the class, and I wanted to become more active in politics. And I was in the musical Cabaret over the summer, and this had sparked my interest in the cabaret style of theater. And so I thought, what better way than to combine those two, my growing interest in politics and my growing interest in cabaret, and combine those in the class political social cabaret. Also, I'd heard great stories about Ed Kahn being a wonderful teacher, so I wanted to go to class with him too. The theme for the course was Empowering America for a Global Century, from Theory to Practice. I feel that even though we didn't go outside the Delaware area and that we stayed local, I think that's how cabarets need to work. You can't, have a touring cabaret show, because the great thing about cabaret is you can include global issues, but then also send them through locally. And that, to me, is really the way you're going to make change, is you can't expect to make change on just a global level, and you can't expect, to change a whole nation by doing one thing. You have to start locally. And if you start locally, that's going to change that local community, and that local community will spread out and change different things. For myself, that class has opened my eyes to maybe doing political theater as a career for my life, because I've been trying to struggle between what part of theater I want to choose to, go on and pursue. And I think political theater is where I really feel my calling, and if it wasn't for this course, I wouldn't have that. The performance, going from theory, like learning all this stuff, to performance was one of the most surprising and fulfilling things I've ever had, because when I came into the course, I knew we were going to make it happen, because Ohio Wesleyan students make things happen. We just do. We don't, if we say we're going to do something, we do it, no matter what the challenge is. But the polish and just the natural ingenuity that these performances had, it was surprising in so many good ways. We can definitely put together shows in a week, but how good the shows were and how effective they were and how much our audience just loved the shows. And people would come up to me or like other people in the political social cabaret, and they'd say like, "Oh, I can't wait till next week to see the show, and this isn't ending? No, it can't end. You guys got to bring this back next year," which we are bringing it back next year as a group on campus. I recommend the Sagan classes to anybody on this campus, and actually anybody on any campus, and across the world. I think the resources that we get with the classes, the lab portion, I guess, our juice box cabaret, or the classes that went on trips, their trip portion, it really it takes what you learn in the classroom and puts it into real life practice. It's a life-changing experience. It will definitely change how you view education.